Look, I'm not going to do what you guys expect me to do. It just totally... Yo, shout out to everybody here in the building, man. I appreciate you guys. As always, real quick, man, hit them thumbs up. Wipe them feet. You already know what time it is, man. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. Yeah, we did the live watch party earlier today. It was definitely depressing watching that Raiders and Buffalo Bills game. Sometimes you guys, when we do the watch parties, we can't really focus on football. There's a lot going on, around us. We're watching the game, but we're in and out. We're tending to the chat. So I had to, kind of kick back a little bit and kind of look back at the game as a whole. And I really, truly didn't want to. But we're here. I wanted to do a live tonight, kind of talk about how I felt about this game. There's no good. There's no bad. There's only ugly. I'm going to be honest with you. I see a bunch of people blaming one specific unit or one specific coach. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm here to blame everybody. I'm here to blame Jimmy G, who looked like shit outside of that first series. I'm here to blame Josh McDaniels on his coaching, his play calling today outside of that first series. It was shitty. I'm here to call out the offensive line. I'm here to call out Josh Jacobs. He is struggling once again, 2 weeks in a row. I'm here to call out Zeus, a guy that came in and fumbled the ball immediately. This is supposed to be our running back too, a pick that one of the first picks in this regime's, draft classes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to pick apart the defense, Patrick Graham, just everybody as a whole. So look, I'm telling you guys right now, this is me blaming one specific person. Everybody shit the bed today. Outside of Devante Adams, get well King, real quick, what the hell was he doing in that game? It's 38-10. What is Devante Adams doing in the game that late, playing meaningless minutes? Take some of those guys out. Take your star wide receiver out. We seen what happened to Jacoby Myers the previous week, and now we may be without Devante Adams against Pittsburgh. He's in concussion protocol right now. He had to go to the blue tent after that major hit that he took. It's insane, man. Why are you in the game? Why are you in the game? The coaching staff on the defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball, just terrible. Shout out to Maxx Crosby. The guy couldn't get free for anything. It seemed as though, that defensive line just doubled and tripled Max because nobody outside of him was providing any pressure. The defensive tackle sucked. The edge rushers opposite side of Maxx Crosby sucked. I like the linebacking core. I'm going to be honest with you. I like what Spillane looked like. Who would have thought, you guys, that the best unit on the defensive side of the ball at this point would be our linebackers? Better than the corners. Better than the safeties. Better than the defensive line. Divine Diablo and Robert Spillane. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? And, I'm not going to call our, the kickers and stuff. We already know we have the best punter and kicker, duo in the league. I'm not even going to go that route. But we just shit the bed completely. Gave these guys too many opportunities to score. Special teams sucked. Let them get to the 50-yard line. Just all across the board. This was a terrible team loss. Terrible. So I'm not going to be pinpointing one specific person, but yes, you can blame whoever you want. And in the NFL, right, I understand this. The quarterback is the most pivotal position in the NFL. So you're going to place a lot of blame on Jimmy G. I will too. He threw 2 picks. He looked bad out there. I'm going to keep that same energy, you guys. Last season, I said it the year before with Derek Carr. Quarterback is a major major position. It is the number one most important position in the NFL. So I don't care what anybody says. I'm placing a lot of blame on Jimmy G, period. I don't care because he plays the most pivotal position on the field. Josh McDaniels, terrible today. Terrible today. Just all around, you guys, it was just a disgusting game. But guess what? It's over. We can walk away from it, go back home, get some, finally get some home field advantage. We know Las Vegas, there really isn't any, but these guys are going home, you guys. They're returning west. I know these guys are exhausted. They traveled to Denver. They've been away from their families in West Virginia for a week. They had to go up to Buffalo, play against a very, very mad Buffalo Bills team coming off that real bad loss to the Jets Monday Night Football. It's just on to the next at this point. And to be real with you, it kind of eased the blow a little bit for me, you guys. Denver lost. They almost pulled it off. I was very upset. The Chargers lost to the Titans. The Chiefs almost took an L, to Jacksonville, but almost doesn't count. They won. They're 1-1. We're still number one in our division right now, you guys. We're still up top, the AFC West. And if the playoffs started today, which is not because we're 2 weeks in, we would be the 4th seed right now in the AFC. So for everybody out here freaking out about the season is over, this is the real team that we knew was going to show up at some point, blase blah. Look, there's plenty of football left. We are playing a reeling Pittsburgh team. They're playing Cleveland tomorrow. I know they have Amari Cooper's out, but I believe they're playing in Pittsburgh. But Cleveland is balling right now. So at the end of the day, I feel like Cleveland's going to dog walk Pittsburgh. They may be 0-2 going into week 3. So we have a couple teams that are reeling on our schedule, and we do not leave the West Coast anytime soon, you guys. I believe we have Pittsburgh, then we go basically home to LA to play the Chargers. Then we come back home. We got Green Bay. Like we're going to be home for a little while, okay? We're going to be home for a little bit. So the good thing is we get to kick our feet up a little bit, get back out there, get back to the drawing board, and figure out what the hell we did wrong. Well, we did everything wrong today. We did everything wrong. The better team won, you guys. I mean, simple and plain. There's just no way to get around it. The better team won. Buffalo looked like a team that is going to be playing for a Super Bowl this year. I thought that maybe, just maybe, we would find a way to pull this out. I was wrong. I got to eat crow. I was totally wrong. But I did say one thing. I said that we would either win a close game or they would blow us out. And, well, guess what? The latter. They blew us out. So it is what it is. But I'm not going to do any of these game ball, giving anybody game balls or it's just everybody takes an L as a unit with this game. Finally got Hunter Renfro involved. One reception, I think, for 18 yards, 20 yards, something like that. At the end of the day, you guys, look, we have to really revisit this Hunter Renfro situation. At this point, I think it's time to move on from him. It's clear as day. I know we're only going into week 3. They don't really have a real plan for Hunter Renfro. They don't. You can see it. You can look at the tape and understand they don't really have a real plan. All that hype about them trying to trade Hunter Renfro, I believe it now. I definitely do. I believe all the hype that they were trying to trade Hunter Renfro because it's clearly showing in the game plan that they have no plan of really getting Hunter Renfro involved. And at this point, we need a defensive tackle. Look, if you got to get back out there and dangle him somehow, some way, and try to figure out a way to get a defender for Hunter Renfro, hey, do what you got to do. I like what Trey Tucker looks like. We got to get him more involved, explosive. He had one big play today and then just went away from him. Outside of that one pass that I thought it was a PI and they didn't call it, right? Get Trey Tucker more involved. Get Trey Tucker more involved. You know what I'm saying? At this point, Hunter Renfro is clear as day. He's just not a part of what they're trying to do. Salute to Mike Downs, man. Docs, I'm making everybody run laps, even the coaches. Talk that talk. Mike Downs, my dog. Shout to Teo, man. They aren't respecting the deep ball and they're stacked in the box. We need to use Tucker more to spread the field. This is facts. They definitely stacked the box. Josh Jacobs was in the negative, you guys, today. I think, what did he have? -6 yards, something like that. It's insane. It really is insane. I think Zeus had 1 carry and he had a carry for 8 yards and cleared Josh Jacobs' production today with 1 rep. You know what I'm saying? Our leading rusher today was Trey Tucker with 1 carry for 34 yards. And then we just kind of totally went away from him. Devante had a hell of a game, pedestrian for him, but 6 receptions, 84 yards and a tutty. And then Jimmy G just had a terrible game. 16 for 24, 185 in the air, 1 tutty, two picks. And then Josh Allen had a field day today, 31 for 37, 274 yards in the air, 3 touchdowns. James Cook ran the ball. I was initially saying I was not afraid of this run game. Look, they ran the ball all over us. James Cook had 17 carries for 123 yards on the ground. That is unacceptable. Gabe Davis, 6 receptions for 92 yards. He was their leading receiver with 1 tutty. Diggs didn't have a major game for them, but guess what? They had other weapons to get involved, and they definitely made sure that James Cook and Davis and their tight ends ate. So, this was just an ugly game, you guys. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Salute to my dog, Old School, man. Not surprised the D is struggling, but the offense, 13 points a game, already -4 of turnover ratio. Yes, it's terrible, man. It's terrible. Old School, it's terrible. And Glenn, I have to agree with him. Jacobs doesn't look the same out there. He looks like he may be out of shape. He looks like he just looks like a shell of himself. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody wonders, and I'm not here to shit on Josh Jacobs, you guys. I love that we brought him back, for the 12 mil. I love that he got his bag. He definitely deserved it after last year. But this is the reason why, you guys, these running backs do not get paid. They don't get paid. This is another year where Josh Jacobs starts slow. Last year, Josh Jacobs just went crazy. Go back to 2021. The first 3 or 4 years, the first 3 or 4 weeks, he struggled mightily. Josh Jacobs didn't really pick up his production until the end of the year on that crazy run into the playoffs. That's when Josh Jacobs started cooking. There's been times, man, where Josh Jacobs has just been absent. But people, we're Raider fans, right? We love Josh Jacobs. But we just do. It's like we pick all the nice things that he's done, and we get away from some of the things that he hasn't done. Josh has had times in the NFL where he has been absent, where he hasn't shown, that number one superstar running back abilities. It is what it is. And these first 2 weeks, it's showing. And yes, the O-line is struggling mightily in run blocking. I understand that. But as a superstar running back, man, I'm sorry. You got to figure out a way to get going. I'm sorry. You have to figure out a way to get going. If your O-line is not going to do it for you, get the ball, go out there angry as shit and figure it out. I'm sorry. It may sound easy. I know it may sound like I'm tripping, but I'm sorry, man. I've seen great running backs year in and year out get their issue. I've seen Saquon Barkley run behind some bad O-lines with the Giants and still get his issue. I've seen, shit. I mean, year in and year out, it happens. It happens. There was a few plays I seen him run right into his tackle or right into his guard. We got to figure this out, man. We got to get Josh rolling, man. You're not going to win any games without having the run game going, you guys. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like you said, they stack the box up. They're going to stop the run. Jimmy G is not, letting the ball fly. We're still not getting our tight ends involved like that. I think Mayer had 1 rep. I think he had 1 catch for 2 yards. Let me see. I want to look back at this box score real quick. But yeah, man, Hunter Renfro 1 for 23. It was 23 yards on that. Austin Hooper 2 receptions for 20 yards. Michael Mayer 1 for 2. You know what I mean? This is disgusting, you guys. This isn't this offense that we thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? We had 17 points week 1. Yeah, we found a way, to escape with the victory. Then you go to Buffalo after having a phenomenal first series. Phenomenal. You go out there, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is a sign of things to come. And then it just totally went away. You know what I mean? Buffalo just, got this shit together and we didn't. At the end of the day, it's just disgusting. And Brute Warrior, this is another reason why, right? I'm so upset about us just letting McClendon Curtis get picked off of our practice squad. You need as much help on the O-line as possible. And I think that he is going to be an 8 to 10 year starter in the NFL. And we just allowed him to walk. We allow Seattle to go over there and pick him right off our damn practice squad. It sucks, man. This dude's going to be a dog, man. I'm telling y'all right now, write it down, take a picture. I don't give a fuck. McClendon Curtis is going to be a dog for years to come. Salute the pace. If Chandler, this right here, man, this is just like the icing on the cake right here, right? It's terrible. I don't know if you guys seen this, but I'm going to read this. Pace, if Chandler knows who molested a child, especially his goddaughter, he should have had that person put in jail instead of knowing about it, then saving that info and use it as blackmail. Sick. You know what's crazy, Pace? I went on there on Twitter and I went in on Chandler Jones. You know the thing that's sad is he's saying that this little girl, please God, I don't want this to be true at all because we have to protect our kids by any means necessary. Protect the babies, right? For this guy to go on Twitter and state that somebody, within the organization or somebody that Mark knows somebody molested his goddaughter. And for him to say himself, I won't say anything. All I want to do is play. If you guys let me play, I won't say anything. Chandler Jones, you are a disgusting human being, period. I don't care if you got crazy stuff going on, mental. Look, at the end of the day, if you know something like that and you're not bringing it to authorities, why are you tweeting when you should be calling the police? Period. Disgusting, disgusting work from Chandler Jones. You're supposed to be a God-fearing man, and you're on Twitter tweeting up a storm, but you're talking about a little girl being molested, but you won't say anything if they play you. Disgusting human being. Disgusting. Chandler Jones needs to be done. The Raiders need to get rid of him today. Period. I don't care about the cap hit. No, none of that. You made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Clearly bringing him in and paying him that astronomical amount of money. At the end of the day, he got to go. He got to go, man. Salute the Raiders pod. Tyree looks slow and terrible. Hey, bro, I have to agree with you, brother. He just looks bad. He looks bad. He looks bad. Nothing about Tyree Wilson screams that he wants to play football at the next level to me. To me, he just looks like he's not even really into what the hell is going on right now. Tyree is he is a long ways away from unlocking this potential that we hope he has, because it's just not even close at this point. Salute to John, man. 2 turnovers in 2 games and both taken away by penalties. Chandler making acquisition. Yeah. DTs went on an effing vacation. Bars was a run blocker. Moehrig is sorry. Yeah, man. John, everything you said, bro, is total facts. Total facts, man. Total facts. It's just another shitstorm for the Raiders. Once again, we're going to Raider, right? Raiders are going to Raider. And, while we're getting blown out by Buffalo, our starting defensive end, outside linebacker, Chandler Jones, is on Twitter tweeting about our owner knowing about a girl allegedly being molested. It's just, this is insane, and it's just disgusting, man. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting, man. Shout out to John, man. Shout out to Fuck You, one of the greatest names in YouTube history, man, my dog. Serious question, and I want an honest opinion from everybody. First off, I love Maxx, and he is a star. But he is a good player on a poor defense, or would he still be the alpha on an elite defense? I'm gonna make this quick. He would be elite, period. The motor he has on him, the skill set that he has, pass rushing skill set, Mad Maxx would be a superstar on any defense. Fuck you. And I'm telling you right now, the way I went to his camp out here in Dallas to listen to Von Miller, Micah Parsons, all these guys, Denzel Perryman, stars in the league, right? Talk about Maxx Crosby and his skill set and what he brings to the table. They all just speak nothing but highly about this kid. Yes, he plays on a bad defense. Could you imagine what Maxx Crosby would look like with a stud defensive end or a stud defensive tackle? You know what I'm saying? Like he would look even better. So to look this good on a bad defense lets you know that he would look even better on an elite defense. So Mad Maxx is a superstar. The skill set that he possesses is just 101. Anywhere he goes, he'd be a stud. Yeah, man, it's just a sad day to be a Raider, you guys. Outside of this game, just the stuff that I've seen from Chandler Jones and, the Raiders still being very quiet about the situation. And it's just nasty work out here in these Raiders streets. It's just nasty, nasty work. Salute to Fuck You once again. The reason why I ask is because to me, he's not as consistent in terms of being a real threat on the field, and he's often not setting his edge. Well, look, yeah, sometimes he's going to break contain, right? Sometimes he won't set the edge. At the end of the day, man, he's trying to make a play. No one else on that defensive line is helping him at all. You know what I mean? When you got 2 or 3 defenders on you, bro, like it's very, very difficult to play your game at the highest level. If he's taking away 2 or 3 offensive linemen, shouldn't that afford all the other guys on the D-line the opportunity to go feast, right? If he is taking 2, sometimes 3 guys on that O-line to go get him, that's the defense. That's the defense alliance. That's their problem. That's their problem. It's not a Maxx problem. It's their problem. There's so much attention being drawn towards Maxx Crosby, and these guys still can't provide any pressure or get to the quarterback. Nasty work in these streets. Robert Spillane was the only one with a sack today, you guys, I believe. Disgusted. Nasty work. Salute to Larry, man. One positive. Use of Josh Jacobs in the pass game is elite. And definitely, Larry, I was very excited to see Josh get, active. He had 5 receptions for 51 yards, averaged 10.2 a clip. He had a long of 12. on 6 targets. So it's definitely great to see Josh Jacobs being utilized still, but we got to get the run game going though. But Larry, that is one glimmer, of hope right there, man. Salute to my guy, man, Larry DM. Let me see. Yeah, man. I know we're going to hear Jalen Carter's name a lot. There's another guy that I want to keep mentioning too, a guy that I was high on, Emmanuel Forbes, a guy that is balling for the Commanders right now, that I wanted to move back to the middle of the first round and take Emmanuel Forbes. He is balling for the Commanders right now. This dude is going to be a superstar in the NFL, and he could be a potential Hall of Famer later on down the line if he keeps up what he's doing right now. Emmanuel Forbes and Jalen Carter, man, it's just, oh my God, dude. Shout out to Buddha Green. Just cut Jacobs and let Jimmy G keep throwing 4-yard passes. That's our running game. Nah, man, Buddha, you got to chill, brother. Appreciate you on a $10 donation, but you don't just cut your superstar running back after 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But I understand, bro, your frustrations, and I get that you're pissed right now. I definitely understand, bro. I'm definitely upset that this run game is not rolling at all, man. It's really nasty work. Salute to my dog, John, man. I want to make sure we keep it a buck, though. Based solely on what we saw, this coaching staff was outcoached. Graham is way out of his element. Factory. We were outcoached, period. By Ken Dorsey, their offensive coordinator, Sean McDermott, their defensive coordinator. We were definitely outcoached all over the place. Defensively, offensively, special teams, complete meltdown by the Raiders today. It was nasty work outside of that first series. Oh, Devine had a sack as well. You're right. Devine definitely had a sack. He came in like a missile. Devine has been playing really well for us. He is definitely a bright spot on the defensive side of the ball. You are right. Spillane with 1, Devine Diablo. Think about that, you guys. The only 2 sacks we got from our linebackers. No defensive ends, no defensive tackles. Not sending our corners in on blitzes, safeties. Linebacker core. 2 of them, Spillane, Devine Diablo. You guys are right. Thank you for correcting me on that. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. Hangover Sunday, you guys. This is what I'm going to start doing. I wanted to wait till tomorrow, do Hangover Mondays. I usually do that. But, when we take L's and we do these watch parties, I want to be able to talk about this afterwards with you guys. I'm very disappointed in this team just all across the board. I understand, it was a tough, this was a tough road, you guys. I gotta be, real right here. Going to Denver, going to West Virginia, going to Buffalo. This is a long, long trip for this team. I get it. And I'm not going to be mad going into Vegas, our first home game 1-1. This is actually where I had it. I had us beating Denver. I had us losing to Buffalo. And now we're going into our place to play a struggling Pittsburgh team that has Kenny Pickett, a below average quarterback. And they're going to be playing, I believe, without Deontay Johnson. And I think Cam Hayward's out as well, right? He's going to be out for a few weeks. So they have a few of their guys, big name guys, out next week as well. There's no excuses. We need to go into our place at Allegiant Stadium and dog walk the Steelers, period, point blank, the end. And this is it, you guys. And I see a lot of people. I tweeted this out, and I want your guys' real opinion. I think I said this the other day on one of the shows. Everybody keeps saying fire Josh. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, right? Yes, he called a terrible game today. Yes, Jimmy G he looked like shit today. They're not going to pull him for Aiden O'Connell. It's just not going to happen. Look, I'm sorry, you guys. If anybody's going in right now for Jimmy G at this point, it's going to be Hoyer. It's going to be Brian Hoyer. So if anybody's screaming for Jimmy G's head, please just understand what you're asking for. You're asking for Brian Hoyer to go in there and be our starting quarterback, okay? So, yes, he had a rough game today. Jimmy G did. He had a really good game for us against Denver. Let's just knock off the rust when we get home. You know what I'm saying? But you guys got to realize this. There's not too many coaches out there available, right? People are asking for, Zeig's head as a GM. There's not too many great GMs out there. Who are you going to bring in to be our GM? Right now we can fire, Patrick Graham, defensive coordinator. At this point, who is available right now to come in and call our defense? I truly think, are they going to give it to Antonio Pierce? Are they going to give it to Rob Ryan? You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, we have to run with what we got. Look, we made our bed, we got to lay in it. But there's no other head coaches, you guys. Deion Sanders is year 1 with Colorado. They are 3-0. He's not leaving his team. He's getting paid a lot of money to coach up these young kids. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. So let's stop with the Deion Sanders talk. Yeah, he'll eventually get a job in the NFL. And if our coaching staff is not getting it done by that time, I would love to take a look at Deion. He's a great leader in the locker room, great, with the players. I love it, but he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He will be in Colorado for the foreseeable future. We have to stop with that. There's nobody out there right now. Now, at the end of the season, if he shits the bed, and you guys want to revisit, the head coaching position, if they're done with Josh, which I think he still gets 3 years, I think he has another year at least. But, maybe you look at, I don't know, maybe you look at Flores. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you look at some other guys in the league. Maybe you do go look at the D coordinator for the Cowboys. Maybe he gets another chance at a head coach, at being a head coach. But a lot of those guys belong as coordinators, you guys. A lot of these guys are not great head coaches. These guys are glorified D coordinators, glorified offensive coordinators. And right now, Josh McDaniels is clearly proving to us right now, right, that he's not being able to get it done at the head coach spot yet. You know what I mean? Yet. He's won 7 games, up to this point as a Raider, right? He has a lot to prove. But, there's not too many people out there that we can bring in. You know what I mean? I don't see it. So we're going to just have to ride this thing out. Anybody going online and freaking out, fire Josh and do this and do that, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? The Harbaughs of the world, no, man. Like, no, maybe that's the one name, Dominique, that we can look at, after the season if they choose to go another route, right? But it's still so early, you guys. We are 1-1. We had a terrible game. We got blown the hell out by Buffalo in their place. And at the end of the day, man, I just, disgusting work from just every aspect of this team. Like I said before, special teams, total collapse. Offense, total collapse. Defense, total collapse. Coaching, total collapse. We look bad in every phase of the game. And we'll bounce back, you guys. We will bounce back. You know what I mean? We just got to, play the waiting game and see what we look like, come Sunday night against Pittsburgh. Salute to Buddha, man. Radio as an owner would have turned us around. Shaking my head. Radio? Buddha, let me know what you're talking about, King. Appreciate you on the $5 donation. Salute to Larry, man. One more for the road. Get Trey the ball more. I agree. And this loss is exposing the fans who are a fan of one player and not a true fan of the team. And I definitely agree with you on that, bro. I definitely do. Definitely do. We're seeing too much of it, all the going on Twitter and, we're seeing all the it's Carr's fault, blah, 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 and all that. Just, yeah. But, this was going to happen, Larry, once people are sitting back waiting for Jimmy G to shit the bed. And it's cool, Their guy's no longer here. And I understand their frustrations. They love Derek Carr. You know what I mean? Their guy is gone. So, there's a new guy here. He had a great game week 1. They were quiet. He had a shitty game today. And now they're very, very loud. I get it. Salute to Larry, man, my dog. Salute to my dog, John, once again. Graphk, we all appreciate being able to come vent with you. It's definitely therapy. Let's do this. What are your changes to personnel in plan? Hill. In terms of what, brother? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by changes to personnel? Because I'm still going to stick to the game plan that I had. Oh, he said, radio. Oh, I think he meant Rio. I'll come back to that. Oh, you talking about radio? The guy. Oh my God, y'all crazy, man. Me personally, man, you got to run with what you got right here, John. And at some point, you got to get the run game going. Got to get the run game going. You got to get some type of pressure from that D line. And it's easier said than done. I'll probably be saying this a lot this year, you guys. You got to get the run game going. You got to get some pressure from that defensive line. You got to take that. The defensive line has to take the pressure off these DBs and shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all starts in the trenches, man. You know what I mean? It all starts in the trenches, dude. So, look, just stay the course, John. We played a miserable game, but you got to get the run game going. Look, the way they and we all know this, right? That first series, it was scripted, right? It was scripted up. You know what I mean? They had that ready to go, right? But it was just flawless football. Flawless football, man. That first series, we went out there, scored quick, you know what I mean? And I felt like, damn, then we went and got a 3-and-out. I'm thinking, holy shit, like we may go up 14-0 in Buffalo. We had all the momentum in our favor. And then one careless pick, gets them right back into the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know the ball was tipped or whatnot, but, at the end of the day, it was picked. Let me see, man. Shout out to LT. Appreciate you. If you guys want to become a member of the channel, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support the channel. Appreciate you, man, LT. The game fell apart after that pick on the second drive. Clearly, Graham. Clearly, we could not get any momentum back. It was a wrap at that point. It was a wrap. It was a wrap. Like you can clearly see just all the wind just took out of our sails. You know what I'm saying? Like it was clear as day. There was no confidence there. You know what I mean? Like from that point forward, it was like, it's over with. It's over with. Shout out to P Nutty, my dog. Short-term memory on this one. Let's move on to week 3 and show out for the first home game to boost morale and not worry too much. It's a long season. My brother, facts. You guys, it is a very long season, you guys. It is a very long season. And somehow, some way, we get blown out by Buffalo and we're still number 1 in the AFC West. We're still the number 4 seed right now in the AFC conference. You know what I'm saying? Like Denver is 0-2. They're going to have a hard fought journey trying to get back to 500. The Chargers, you know what I mean? They started off 0-2. Like everything is, outside of this Buffalo game has fell into our favor. A lot of these AFC teams are losing games, you guys. The Jets, that helps us, in our conference. A lot of these teams are losing, man. Like we're definitely being helped out a lot right now. You know what I mean? We just got to get our shit together. You know what I'm saying? We have to get our shit together. Even KC with Chris Jones back out there and Travis Kelce, they look pedestrian down there in Jacksonville. They didn't look great. They didn't look great at all. The Cincinnati Bengals 0-2. And, at some point they may bounce back, you know what I mean? But, Burrow got his bread, highest paid player ever, and he's looked like shit the first 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So, but the AFC, man, a lot of these teams are losing right now. We just got to just add these W's here and there and just keep gaining some momentum and just tally them up. We have a very good chance to do that here soon with Pittsburgh, the Chargers, and I believe Green Bay following that. So, we're good. We're good, you guys, but we can definitely sit here and vent and complain about this shitty ass game that we all had to witness today. And it's very difficult for someone like me doing a whole watch party for 4 hours, having to cover this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just terrible, man. It's terrible. It was just disgusting work out there in these Raider streets today. From Chandler Jones on Twitter to just the game in Buffalo, just nasty work. Nasty. Let's get some questions in, you guys. Reese says, stop this 8-yard off man zone, man. I seen a lot of people also today complaining about that defense and how it was ran. Let me see. What is a realistic defensive tackle you would trade for? I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I'm sorry, great. We have average defensive tackles now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to think about realistic. Like, you got to go out and get a star, man. You got to go out there and get a star, man. You know what I mean? Indianapolis won a game today. I'm pissed about that. I was hoping that they would have lost, to the Texans, man. So they just be ready to just sell the farm, right? I don't want to just go get a regular defensive tackle off the streets. That's not going to do it. We need a stud. We need a star. We need that DeForest Buckner. You know what I'm saying? We need that kind of player in the middle of our defensive line. We have Tillery, average. Bilal Nichols, average. You know what I'm saying? We already have all these guys. We need a stud in the middle of that defensive line, man. Moehrig looks like he don't want to be there. This is facts, Dan. Facts, bro. And the thing that kills me is it's like when he does little things, it's like he's trying to look cute and shit, right? Like you don't want to go for the ball, but you want to hit somebody. You want to hit somebody for no reason. Like in 15-yard penalty. Thank God it got offset, but still, it still killed us. Moehrig definitely is out there looking like he has no plan to play any organized football at all. Melo, disgusting. Take 5 shots, King. Nasty work, man. Nasty work. Darren, they're restarting that thing out there. They have their young quarterback. They have a young wide receiver. If I'm the Raiders, I'm saying, look, we got Hunter Renfro in the 2 right now for you. You know what I mean? DeForest Buckner's going to be 30 years old. He gets paid a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I got a second and I got Renfro. You guys need another receiver for that, for your young quarterback. He's still young, Renfro. Give him Renfro in a second. I give him a first in Renfro. Take a first in Renfro. I don't care. Give me DeForest Buckner. And the way the Rams are playing right now, I know they lost to the Niners, but these guys are fighting for each other. The Rams may be a sneaky team that's gonna get a few wins here and there and pile them up. I don't know. I don't know if they move on from Aaron Donald, man, but I would love that at the trade deadline if the Rams decide to do so. Hey, we out here. I've been said this, bro. I've done a million lives already talking about bringing in Kyle Van Noy at this point. He's a free agent. You know what I mean? He's still out. He's at home right now. But at the end of the day, yes, we can use some extra additional pass rush help, but he's not that guy at this stage in his career. Like, he's just a guy that's going to come out there and give us some reps. And yeah, he may get to the quarterback a few times, but we need somebody that can get to the quarter. We need somebody on that opposite end that we feel can get to the quarterback every play. And to be honest with you guys, I know a lot of people were upset with the way Chandler Jones played last year, but I had high hopes for him this year. I thought that Chandler was going to turn that corner and not only be the guy setting the edge, and containing. I thought he was going to be a guy that's going to get to the quarterback a lot. And now with him gone, that defensive line looks totally different. With Tyree Wilson looking the way he looks, the defensive line looks totally different. It just does. Shout out to Raider Reaper. They need to host tryouts for DB on God. We better, Docs. And look, man, at this point, what's funny, man? Jacorian Bennett left the game, you guys. I believe, what was it, a shoulder issue? I think he left. So I don't even know what he's going to look like in terms of playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look, at this point, what are you going to do? Tyler Hall off the practice squad? I like Tyler Hall, a guy that can give you some reps at safety, can play in the nickel. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you may have to bring Tyler Hall off the practice squad against Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't think that they're going to be flinging that thing all over the place. Pittsburgh, that is, with Deontay Johnson out. I know they got Pickens. You know what I'm saying? I know, they have a nice tight end over there, Furmurth or whatever, how you say his name. I always butcher that shit. But I think that the Steelers are going to try and establish the run with Najee Harris against us. I think they're going to run the ball heavy. You know what I mean? So that defensive line better be ready this coming Sunday, man, because, without Deontay Johnson out there, one of the big weapons on the outside, I definitely think that a Najee Harris is going to be that guy that's going to have to carry that Pittsburgh offense, and they're going to run the ball a lot. And they're going to get him active in the passing game as well. You know what I'm saying? He can definitely catch the ball. Najee is definitely active in the passing game as well. Firemuth, I think. Yeah. Pod, but Emmanuel Forbes ended up going in the first round though, right? Didn't Forbes go in the first? The Commanders took him in the first, like later in the first or mid round, right? Somewhere around like 17, somewhere around there, or 20, I don't know, somewhere around there. But my plan was to trade back. If we didn't take Jalen Carter, it was to trade back and take Emmanuel Forbes in the middle of the first round, and we didn't do it. Oh shit! Hold on, real quick, y'all. Salute to my brother Wasted. He just told me to check something real quick. What am I looking at, brother? Oh, got you. I got you. Let me see. Salute to my dog Marvin, man. Docs, it's not about who won and who lost. It's about how we played, and that's what got most of us hot. This is facts, bro. Facts. Terrible game all across the board, my brother. Buffalo is a great team. I expected us to play harder than that. You know what I mean? And we just caved in all phases of the game. And it's just like I said before, man, nasty work out here in these streets, Marv. Salute to my dog, man. Graphk, I'm hurt. This team always finds a way to get hurt, to hurt me, no cap. At this point, this team looks rudderless. Hey, man, as a fan that's been around for 39 years, brother, I definitely understand your pain. I got my brother in the building, man. What's good, bro?
What's good, man?
Man, I wanted to come on. Tomorrow, man, I wanted to take a break. You know what I'm saying? Spend some time with the family. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do my little coffee and convo at night and kind of just talk about it, man. So how you feeling, brother? I kind of chimed in on your show a little bit, was kind of in and out, man, but I didn't get a chance to really watch the full show. I know it's only 1L. I know we felt we were usually here a lot, right? So I feel like, you know, we're down and out right now, which we should be. We got cooked. We got absolutely destroyed this period by the better team. And we got outcoached. Just everything. Just all across the board. It was just a bad game. But I still have hopes for this team, man. I still think that we can roll into Vegas on Sunday and get that dub, man, and get that momentum back and get the fan base more hyped back up, man. I understand it's very deflating, right? Because you go out there and play a close game with Denver, and then you're assuming, okay, man, we're on to something. You know, we're clicking here. And then you go to Buffalo and you absolutely shit the bed. Give me some takes, man, from today, bro.
I mean, you know, the one thing that I said earlier was it wasn't the fact that we lost. It was the style in which we lost.
Yeah.
Which was really disheartening. But, you know, it's one game. You know, this game was a measuring stick of sorts. You know, it showed us where we sit in the hierarchy of the AFC.
Yeah.
We are a mid to lower mid team. And we need for a lot of things to go right for us to win games.
Yep, I agree.
You know what I mean? And you know, there are certain things, the collateral damage from this offseason are coming home to roost. Not taking the right player.
Yeah.
Dragging a Josh Jacobs situation together. Mm-hmm. Because look, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Anytime people hold out, and I wrote an article about this.
You did?
Planet Raiders. When you hold out, normally there is a hangover from that holdout. Yeah. They don't have preseason games for no reason. They don't have OTAs for no reason. They don't have this stuff for no this stuff. His body is in tune with being in camp his whole career up through college. So when you don't do that, there's going to be an issue there, right? And then not only do we have that, but we have the blind referees in the National Football League who tend to hate the Raiders in a way where it's okay for their defensive player to try to take Devante Adams' head off and nothing happens to them. Yeah. It's disgusting. Maxx Crosby is getting held, headlocked, destroyed. I mean, he's the only player that's playing competently on our defense, and we can't even get a call. We can't get a warm piece of the sidewalk, man.
The PI with Trey Tucker on the outside, where he came down with it, but it was out of bounds. Ridiculous. That was a terrible. Like, come on, man. Like the PI on us to put them in that goal line situation. It was just disgusting, bro. Like, yeah, we didn't get any help from the rest, which we won't anyway. We're the Raiders, but to be real, we still got cooked regardless. We lost by 28 points. You know what I mean? So even if those few plays went right, or those, the refs gave us the calls, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't matter. But I initially said that Josh Jacobs was going to struggle the first 2 weeks. I said that he was going to get his shit together against Pittsburgh. And then I was like, you know what, man, I'm hearing really good things about him. You know what, maybe, being a biased fan that I am. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Josh is going to go out there and okay, he's ready. And he's not. The O-line's not blocking for him. Josh is just, he's ran into a few. I seen him run into a guard today. I seen him run clearly right in the back of Greg Van Roten. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
because things change with this offense.
Yeah.
This is not the same cookie cutter offense that, he saw last year.
Yeah.
And if you notice, when Zamir White got into the game, he seemed to have some more daylight.
Yeah.
This is a man with no vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of this is timing. A lot of this is him not really understanding the scheme. I think it's going to take Josh Jacobs a good week or two more for him to be himself. Now, look, like I said, man, this is the beginning of the season. But what we need to realize is that this team needs to play a certain style of football to win. Now, I'm not going to call for Patrick Graham's head because the down and distance was terrible. Mm-hmm. They were in a game where they were playing 50-yard football most of the game.
Yeah.
They were on the field a lot most of the game.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing that I saw from this defense that bothered me is there are two people that we need to step up for this team to take shape and to move forward that from what I can see from these two games, man, they're gonna have to make a complete and total paradigm shift. Trayvon Merring, listen, look, I gotta call you to the front of the congregation. You know, everybody says, you know, brother wasted is like a preacher, right? I'm gonna tell you just like this.
Where's Chris Smith at, bro? It's time.
Yo, it's time. It is time for him to sit down right now. Look, it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
And this guy, anytime there's a move or, you know, scramble drill or any way where things are not cookie cutter, all it takes is a fake and he goes this way and the player goes that way. And they're open. And it doesn't matter whether it's Patrick Graham or whether it's Gus Bradley or whether it's Flotsam and Jetsam. It doesn't matter. The guy is not playing well. And I don't know if he'll ever play well. Maybe it's a Raider thing, but he's terrible. It is time for them to sit his ass down.
I got to give Marcus, I got to give Epsy some love today. He played a really good game. He came out feisty, man. Had some great tackles today. Epps looked pretty good out there as well. I got to give him his flowers. But Moehrig, man, this guy is just like it looks like he doesn't want to be out there. This totally reminds me of like a Trayvon Mullen situation, where it's like the kid looked like he just doesn't even want to be out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, dude, what are we doing here? Like, you just drafted a captain, 2-time national champion from Georgia. You got Polamalu out there. Like, where's somebody that has an athleticism like Polamalu, playmaker? Where is he at? Get him more involved. Look, you took Moehrig out and put Teamer in. He got a pick immediately, even though they called it back. But, bro, like, he made a play. And this is a guy that's a glorified special teamer.
Roderick, special teamer. That's his middle name. His God-given middle name is special. Now, see, this is the thing. The problem with Josh McDaniels, and I'm not going to join his whole fire Patrick Graham, fire McDaniels.
No,
listen,
not at all.
Don't be that fan base, guys. I'm telling y'all in the chat, don't be that fan base. Don't be uninformed, hyperbolic, crybaby Raider fans. If you thought we were going to go 17-0, you were wrong. We lost our first game. Now let's move on, right?
Yeah, straight up.
But listen, it's not about these coaches getting fired this early in the season. And Graphk, I heard what you said. That's what made me jump in the chat. Look, man, who the hell are we going to replace these guys with?
Who? I just keep hearing Deion's name 3 games into his tenure at Colorado, bro. That's all I keep hearing.
Bro, and to me, that's asinine as well. Like, Deion Sanders is on a mission, man.
Yeah.
He's on a mission. He's going to complete that mission. Do you guys see the breadcrumbs here? You know that Deion is the only person that's ever coached his son, Shador?
There you go.
And Shiloh. He's the only person that ever coached him.
I love it.
If he followed them in Pop Warner.
Yeah.
He followed them in high school. He redid, remember Prime U and all of that stuff? Remember that, y'all? Remember he had and then he followed them to Jackson State.
Yeah.
He followed them to Colorado. And guess what? When they go to the NFL, maybe he might follow them to the NFL. But that remains to be seen. That's a horse of another color. The Raiders would be hard-pressed to pull a plug on this situation. Now, there are a few things that I am a little concerned about. I see the comparisons of the Denver regime and this Raider regime. When Josh McDaniels got to Denver, the first thing he did was he got rid of Jay Cutler. Yeah. Not like Jay Cutler was a world beater, but Jay Cutler and Derek Carr are kind of like bookends. Their careers are very similar. They're guys that everybody said if they had this, and that, they would be this, and that. Yeah. You know, they were very physically talented quarterbacks. And Josh McDaniels moved on and started Kyle Orton. And then he drafted Tim Tebow. Yeah. When he definitely shouldn't have, right? And it is starting to look like shades of Denver here. I don't want to say that too early, but Jimmy Garoppolo today was very disappointing. Very disappointing. Yeah,
bro. Josh McDaniels shit the bed. Jimmy G shit the bed. Patrick Graham shit the bed. Period. Look,
so you think Patrick? See, I think Patrick Graham. This is who he is. I don't think he shit the bed. Every week it's bend don't break.
Yeah, but bro, like, okay, but I'm talking about as a Raider fan, right? We're tired of that bend don't break shit. Like you know what I mean? Like, I want somebody that's going to go out there and just, bro, create some turnovers, give the offense some more opportunities, bro. Like, get to the quarterback. Like, what is the issue? And don't get me wrong, Devine Diablo and Spillane have been a breath of fresh air. I just said that earlier on the show. I'm like, Who would have thought the linebacker position would be the best position we have?
We said it's the weakest positional group, and it wound up being the best.
Crazy.
Right? So it goes show how much all the pundits know, right?
Yeah, man.
The only thing is this. If you were expected for Patrick Graham to be this attacking defensive coordinator, that is not who he is. We know this. We all know that, right? The thing about it is that when he does blitz, he has to disguise his blitzes better. He is running some high school blitz protections. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And you'd have to be, north of Lawrence Taylor for it to be successful.
Yeah.
It's just bad. It's very, very vanilla. And there's something else I noticed in this game, and I don't want to shoot my proverbial load, right?
Let's go.
Now I know you're gonna clip that too. Go ahead and clip that. Yo, Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson, man, I saw him quit on a sack going after Josh Allen. This is a young kid. He quit, and I don't give a damn what anybody says. He looks slow. He looked lethargic. He looks winded. And if he's still hurt and or not in the proper shape or whatever the case may be, they need to take him and sit him down and get him right in practice.
Yeah.
But for them to put him out on the field and for him to give the effort that he gave is freaking egregious. It is egregious.
Real quick, shout out to Buddha, man. We need a QB that can throw at least 25-yard passes. Opposing defenses ain't scared a bit. 385 yards passing in 2 games. Pitiful. That's why Jacobs can't get going. So basically what you mean in a sense is, Buddha, you're talking about them stacking up the box because they're not afraid of Jimmy G's arm, right? I think that's what kind of where you're going with that. And look, man, I think it's more than that. Just Josh he's not ready to go yet. Like I think it's more. It's the offensive line. Maybe it is, a little bit of Jimmy G's arm, but it's also Josh Jacobs. We can't act as though it's everybody else's fault but Josh Jacobs. The guy's not running the ball well. He's not running the ball well.
You know what? There's the 2 things can be true. He's not running the ball well, and they're not blocking well. It doesn't have to be one or the other. Like, I think with Greg Van Roten, I think he is a really good pass blocker. He's not the best run blocker. I think Dylan Parham has been playing like shit. Dylan Parham got ragdolled.
Like shit.
He got ragdolled today. Yeah. He got ragdolled last week, and I called him out, and everybody thought I was crazy. Ed Oliver owned him.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver owned that man today. Yeah. And this is some of the things. Them drafting him to be a center and then moving him to be in the guard. Yeah. Everybody has always said that Dylan Parham is not a guard. But in their infinite wisdom, they kept him there. Yeah. And now we're paying for it. And look, man, next week is another game.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh game is another game. You get some home cooking. The Raiders have been historically bad in 1:00 games in the East Coast, no matter what they did.
Yep.
It did, listen, I mean, it's not just the Raiders, it's the rest of the league.
Yeah.
It's not just the Raiders, man. It's not just the Raiders, man. But the time zone changed, and the Bills are the class of the AFC. There are 3 or 4 teams
period.
that, so look, we see that we're not ready for prime time.
Yeah.
Can we have a good season? Yeah. Can we make a playoffs and, maybe win a game? Yeah. But we ain't ready for prime time. And if we are going to be ready for prime time, the Raiders are going to have some things that they're going to need to do, in the middle of this defense. The bargain basement shopping that they've been doing the last few years at defensive tackle ain't going to get it right. They ain't going to get it done.
If this is who we are, I believe at best we'll be 9-8. Salute to Reese Rock, man. Same formula. We get 2+ turnovers on O. The league piles on. Salute to my brother Reese Rock. Salute to Jason Hall as well. Colts for Buckner. I talked about this, bro. To be real with you, I would give them a first immediately. I don't give a shit. I'm ready for a star defensive tackle. I want somebody that's going to come in and immediately affect that defensive line. I'm so sick of throwing Band-Aids on this defensive line, going out and getting the likes of Quentin Jeffersons and all these other guys, Gerald McCoy at the end of his career. I want someone that's going to come in and be that guy, not the Solomon Thomases of the world, not the Bilal Nichols, not the Tilleries. I want someone that is going to be that star next to Maxx Crosby, period. Bro, like this, it's like,
bro, you just reminded me when Jerry Rice got mad when everybody was talking about Deion when he left the 49ers. He said the Tim McDonald's, the Martin Hanks. Yeah, I don't know. The Martin Hanks.
I'm just saying, bro, like you had opportunities to go get a stud defensive tackle in free agency. I know we'll have all that money next year. hopefully we get one in the first round and stop playing around with these mid-round, shits like, hopefully Byron Young translates at some point. He's just not ready yet. But at the end of the day, we need that star. Salute to Black Sunday. That was a scheduled loss. We win the next two. We'll be 3-1 Raiders. And I was saying this before.
Yeah,
we're still number one in the AFC West.
Yeah, I mean, we are now the tallest midget.
Yeah, bro, we're the fourth seed in the AFC right now, bro.
We're the tallest midget, man. I ain't worried about us being first right now, bro. As long as we ain't last, right? Yeah. And when you talk about bargain basement shopping for defensive tackle, right? The problem that I have with this regime is that they didn't put it at a premium. They didn't put it at a premium, bro. Like if you were gonna pass on Jalen Carter, I said this today on my show. It is egregious for you to pass on Mozzie Smith. It is egregious. If you had to move up, if you had to wheel and deal, whatever you had to do, that was the second guy on the board. And I just have a feeling that I hope that Josh McDaniels, I think he is a very bright coach. I like the way they do things. I like the way they go about their business in some ways. But I think that there's a little bit of paralysis by analysis. Yeah. I think they always want to be the smartest guys in the room. Well, they make things too complicated instead of just doing what's needed.
Well, also the one thing that we never talk about, bro, is he's always had a Bill Belichick over his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? A guy that was the real alpha in that room. You know what I'm saying? Like now Josh has to be the leader in the locker room. And, he has to do things his way. This is no longer someone else's team. It's his team. And he has to prove that he could be a head coach. And right now, 1-1, I'm cool. I'm cool with where we are. But today was just a very disappointing L, bro. I just wish it would have been a closer loss that we can hold our heads high and say, let's go home and let's beat the shit out of Pittsburgh.
That was a tough, hard-fought victory for Raiders. Oh. I didn't want to see a fresh can. I didn't want to see a fresh can of whoop ass opened up on it. That was a whole brand new fresh can right there, man.
Let me get these supers in real quick. Salute to Graphk Cam. Moving forward, Jimmy needs to take his time to read and point out where the pressure is coming from during pre-snap. You have to help your linemen. Shout out to Graphk Cam with a haymaker, bro. Salute to John as well, man. Wasted. I'm tired to my deathbed of bend don't break. We can't have 10, 11, 12 play drives. We're defending tires players out. We be balanced, Ivy League. And I know that was directly to Patrick Graham because of Chandler Jones.
Radio. Don't quit. Radio.
Salute to my brother John Corrigan, man. Salute Triple X, man. Have a great night, brother. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the bill. I got two more supers. I got to get in real quick, and I want to get some of you guys' questions. You got a little bit of time to answer a couple of questions real quick, bro?
Yeah, sure, man. Sure.
We'll be around just for a couple of minutes. I'm not going to do a long show.
Yeah, the bed.
Yeah, Joseph Allen, I appreciate you, brother, on the Dub P special, man. It means a lot to me, King. Thank you so much, my brother. The tallest midget was a phenomenal analogy, definitely. Let me see. Right here, we got Raiders Sprayer in the building. Big part of our defense has to be running the ball with this roster. McDaniels is not going to be able to call power and get a push with this small line. Oh, you mean offense. Big part of our offense has to be running the ball with this roster. Yeah, this is facts, bro. You got to get the run game going. You got to get the run, especially with a quarterback like Jimmy G. We don't have Patrick, Mahomes, a guy that can go out there and throw for 500 yards a game. We don't have the likes of Joe Burrow when he's hot. We have a guy that has to have the run game going. You've seen what he had in the Niners. They kept getting running back after running back after running back to kind of disguise the deficiencies, right? It's like run the ball, and then, you know what I mean? But
look, wasted been told you. I got argued down about how the running game we need to throw and all this other nonsense. No, Jimmy Garoppolo is a very good quarterback when he is playing in a balanced concept. San Francisco, they had a lot of balance to the point where they were using Deebo Samuel as a running back because they need that look. They need it. Mm-hmm. It's imperative. And this is the reason why I harp so much on having Josh Jacobs. This is exactly why, because I know who we are. If we want to win this year, cool. If you're going to kick the can down the road, then at the beginning of the offseason, they should have got rid of Josh Jacobs and got some more capital to really commit to this defense. Now, everybody says that we drafted all of these defensive draft picks, right? But they went out there and outsmarted themselves. Instead of drafting the best defensive player on the board, you go out there and you go draft Football Lurch. football alerts. And then you go and you get all of these guys that look, man, I'm tired of us not, you got the answers to the test. Fill it out. Stop fucking trying to create.
I love it.
Sorry, man.
No, I love it. You're talking nothing but facts, bro. Salute to Black Sunday. Just speaking of the devil, passed up on Jalen Carter. Where the F is Tyree Wilson? JJ's holdout messed him up. He's not up to game speed, and we need Kobe back. The most targets week 1. This is facts. Black Sunday. Salute to my dog. You are correct on every level with that comment. Salute, man. Major pause alert. I don't know where that came from, but shout to Raider Sprayer, my dog. Salute to Reese Rock, Bills owner pregame speech. You better click your ear 3 times and beat that. Yo, Reese, bro, you are fucking stupid, bro. Hey.
But it's so-called beautiful.
I told you that we were not going to go to the playoffs with James at center. We need a real center. Games are won in the trenches, and we didn't fix it. At some point, do you think they're going to move Parham over there, bro, and allow Andre James to walk?
Yep.
There you go, Dennis. That may be our answer right there at some point. Moving Parham to center and moving on from Andre James, because he's definitely getting bullied around at the center position. And to be real with you, has he even really played against any star nose yet? No.
Yeah, and every time he does, he gets dealt with.
Yeah. I mean, thank God Cam Hayward is out. Thank God we don't have to face him.
I mean, thank God. Bro, like, listen, man. He reminds me of Kenny from Half Baked. It's like, I was out on the field getting harassed. Yo,
panic time is when week 6 and we 2-4. Now that is definitely panic season right there, Chris. Salute to you, brother, for real. But we're not gonna be there. We're gonna win these next few weeks. We're gonna get these dubs. Don't worry about it. Shout out to LT, man. Ruggs had a huge impact on how we will be drafting for years to come. This is facts, LT. Carter would have been here if not for that situation. That we spoke about that a million times.
Yeah, that's the wrong reason not to draft somebody. They're 2 different people, 2 totally different situations. To me, that's Bush League, and that's some soft shit. You gotta go and have guts. You gotta have guts sometimes, bro. Yeah. And you know what? If, say for instance, he flamed out, who out of our fan base would have questioned what happened with that draft pick? We'd be like, he was the number 1 guy.
Hey, wait, so what if I told you this? This would make you even more mad, right? What if I told you I talked to somebody out there and Jalen Carter was never even on their board, ever?
Bro, they said that in the beginning of the offseason. I knew that, and I knew they weren't going to draft him. That's why I kept making such a big deal of it, because I knew he was never on their board.
Yeah, he was nowhere near the draft board.
Jalen was going to be Christian Gonzalez.
Yep, Christian Gonzalez was one of the guys. Our boy out of Illinois that went to Seattle, the corner.
Yeah, and he's hurt. So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was the number 1 guy. He was the best corner in the draft, supposedly, but it doesn't look like he is right now.
He was on our board. Tyree was on our board, and then Will Anderson was on our board as well, but they knew he'd be gone.
Yeah, Will Anderson was an animal. Listen, if we took Will Anderson, I'd have no problem with this.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely.
I have no problem with them taking young Von Miller. I have a problem with them taking another freaking project. The dude, no matter which way you slice it, no matter what team he goes to, he is a project at best. It doesn't show through on the tape. Listen, let me tell you something, man. I'm not saying I'm some professional, talent evaluator, right? But I've watched a lot of this game, and you can go back. It has been documented ever since I came into this game, ever since Graphk has come into this game. There are not a whole lot of players that we have gotten wrong.
Yeah.
There ain't a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just name them.
Yeah.
Just name them.
I'm watching Emmanuel Forbes right now, look like a superstar with the Commanders. We watching Tariq Woolen, a guy that me and you picked last season, balling out for Seattle and having a phenomenal rookie season last year. Crazy. At the end of the day, man, look, bro, they need to hire us, bro. Salute to Joseph, man. We got our ass kicked. Drive on, homies. Adapt and overcome. Salute, my brother. This is facts. Look, we're only doing this, man, because we need it. Look, I know I needed an outlet tonight. I drove home from my brother's house, and I was like, I'm not done talking Raider football yet. Like I'm really irritated right now. Like I'm like, real Raider fans, we know how this shit goes, right? We're all gonna have a terrible week. It's gonna be a terrible week, and we have to talk Raider football all week long, leading up to the Pittsburgh. I'm flying out Friday to go out there interviewing Marquette King Saturday. It's a lot of shit going on. And I still have to be in my bag.
Yeah,
But I'm like,
and that's the thing, man. It's just like, bro, I can't take the like, I had to get off of Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
man.
I was trying to, you know, like hang out with my lady, you know, and you know, I'm sitting up there. Yeah, your wife laying on your chest. I'm up here, you know, looking at Twitter, and I was like, motherfucker. She's like, what, babe? What? The Raiders. Let it go. And I was like, see, I said, yo, you don't understand. I said, I gotta get out of the bed. You pissing me off. Man, that's why I came and got on the air, man.
I can't let it go.
Bro, I can't let it go, bro. I don't know why I'm so angry about this.
And that's why
I tried to be pragmatic on my show. Today, I tried not to go crazy. I tried. Andy came on to save me because I was about to careen off the cliff.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. They better show up next week. They better win that game.
Oh yeah.
And if I have one more Kardashian talk about it was all Derek's fault. Shut the fuck up. Let me just say this, man. And I'm gonna go tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna go live, but if I do go live, I'm gonna say this. Every single one of you that says it was all Carr's fault, shut the fuck up. Because if he was here, we'd have got blown out even worse. Shut your ass up. Every game we lose, I don't want to hear this nonsense. The fucker's gone. Excuse my language. No, I don't want to hear that shit. That pissed me off on Twitter, you bunch of losers.
I had to hit the mute button on Twitter today, bro. I was just dropping stuff and then getting off because I was just tweeting away my thoughts, and I was like, you know what, I gotta get the hell away from this shit. Salute to Buddha, man. I'm tired of getting laughed at work. Can't brag for shit. Hey man, it's Buddha. Good time. Look, man. Next week, next Monday, when you walk into work, trust me, bro. We're going into Allegiant Stadium. We're gonna get our get back, bro. Next week, you're gonna be able to talk that shit, Buddha. Salute to my dog, Buddha, man, on the $10 donation. Salute to Too Good for Madden. Raiders win the next two. Talk that optimistic shit, King. Let's go. And I believe we do. We got the Chargers. They look like shit. We got Pittsburgh. They look like shit. Come on, man. These are two must-win games and two winnable games at that. Salute to LT as always. Raider fan equals pain ripped into my wall. This is facts. Facts, man. We're used to this shit.
I normally don't drop F-bombs. I normally say F them. My bad, guys. It's a little late. You know, the wasted veil is down. You're getting wasted late night. And I'm going to tell you guys something. If you guys go on Twitter, and I know some of you out there watching, I know you guys lurk, and you make your little stupid comments, and then, you go and report back to your little Kardashian god over there. I'm going to tell you guys something. If you guys are waiting for the Raiders to fall on their face just because we got rid of a player, you are not a fan. You're a loser. You're a bum. We don't want you on this team. We don't want you around this team. And F you.
Talk that shit. Salute to Damon, man. Home/road game next Sunday. Home game week 4 in LA. We have to show up, Damon. This is facts, my brother. And I'm going to have James comment come up right behind yours because, yes, Graphk, you agree we have a nice stretch in our next few games. Pittsburgh, LA, Green Bay, New England, Chicago, all winnable games. Those are 5 winnable games right there. If you can pull out 4 of them, pull out 3 of them.
Pull out all of them.
Pull out all of them. Yeah, but I'm just saying, a few of these games may be tough. Green Bay has been playing pretty good. They lost to Atlanta today, but they've been looking really good. The Chargers are going to want blood. They're already – it looks like Brandon Staley's going to be gone soon. He's out of there. Pittsburgh, they still got Mike Tomlin. I'm sorry, he's still a great coach. You know what I'm saying? Chicago's they look like shit. We should go out there and dog walk them boys. And then we still got New England. They're gonna want Bill Belichick's gonna want that smoke back from last year. So, even though they look like shit right now, well, I think it's what is it like? What's the score over there right now? Miami's up 24-17. 5 minutes left. Yeah. Let me see. Let me get these few supers in real quick. Salute to Black Sunday. Let's not forget last year when Carr couldn't get us past the 50-yard line versus the Saints, but he would have done better versus the Bills D today. Come on, man. Yeah, and I don't even want to revisit it Black Sunday. But
yeah. F that guy. He's gone.
Know what I mean? But you're right though, bro. It doesn't matter at this point. We struggled then. We struggle now. Just is what it
struggle is real.
Yeah, struggle's real, bro. Straight up. Salute, man, to the Bills were in our position last week. This is facts, Pastor Raider. Salute to my brother, Pastor Raider. Let me see. Doc, she brought up getting hired to draft. Why not let that notion go? Raider Nation pour fire on some shit. Sick of this shit. I don't know where you're going with that. Salute to
that's the most incoherent thought I've heard, the last 10 minutes.
Salute to Franklin Skinner, Planet Raiders on. Hey, you speaking way better than I was all morning. My kids knew to leave me alone today. Facts, bro. I'm the reason I'm not, I'm learning to also calm down a little bit, but I'm just, look, man, it's week 2. It's week 2, man. I'm not going to get too, too stressed out about it. I'm mad, I'm upset, but I'm not to the point where I'm boiling over. Salute to Dennis, man. Give Wasted his flowers. His post Tyree pick rant was legendary, and we need it again right now. Salute to you guys for doing it live. Salute to my brother Dennis. Look, Wasted's done it all week long, the last 2 weeks. So I don't really, we don't have to revisit. We know how he feels about Tyree Wilson. And now the film is showing it, Dennis. You know what I'm saying? Like now, Wasted doesn't even have to prove his point. Tyree's proving it for him. So, you know what I mean? Salute to Easy. I'm with Wasted. Tired of hearing about Carr. I think we all are, man. We all are. Tired of the shit. Tired of it, bro. Salute to Joseph Allen once again, man. I appreciate you, brother. Real talk, man, on the $20 donation, man. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you for all the support you're showing the channel, King. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. I mean, other than that, bro, I mean, we kind of beat it, kind of beat this to shit. I know I did a 4-hour show, today. You did 2 shows. We can't really beat this up anymore, bro. At this point, it's just like we took an L, a massive L, and this team, whatever team shows up Sunday, man, like this is who they are. I'm telling you right now, this is who they are. Like moving forward on Sunday, that's the team. That's the team moving forward, because taking this massive L on the road and then coming home in front of your home fans, if you look like shit again, that's just who we are. That's who we are.
So listen, this is the proverbial come to Jesus moment this week.
Mm-hmm.
And the Raiders are gonna have a few of them this week. Now, guys, I put a short up about the Chandler Jones situation. I might go live tomorrow. I don't know. It all depends on how I feel coming home from work.
Yeah.
But I want to mention this before I go. Look, man, there are a lot of things that you can be. You can be, a bad person. You can be an alcoholic. You can be on drugs. You have a lot of issues, and there is a redeeming quality. As God forgives, right? Yeah. You can be forgiven, but if you take innocence from children, that can never be forgiven.
Ever.
You are the scum of the earth.
Ever.
You are the worst in humankind. You should you should rot in prison. You should burn in hell.
And if you're willing to hide that just for some snaps, you're a terrible, terrible monster of a human being.
Yeah. So there's 2 things, right? If that accusation is true, then I want somebody from the National Football League, I want somebody from the authorities, and I want somebody from the Raiders to do the right thing and get whoever's involved in this out of here. But if it's not true and you made that accusation, you are the scum of the earth, and I want you gone.
And I'm leaning towards that, because Chandler, the shit that he's been doing as of late, the thoughts that he's kind of been putting out, randomness, it's just so difficult to believe anything that man is saying, bro.
I want him gone. I want him gone. And the National Football League, all of this whole they hate the Raiders stuff, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. Step in and do what needs to be done. This is a black eye on not only the Raiders and Mark Davis's personal reputation. This is a black eye on the National Football League.
Yes.
This cannot continue to go on.
And this is an all-pro player, Wasted. This is an all-pro guy. This is a guy that was once a superstar in the NFL doing all this crazy shit, bro.
Yeah, well, now if he is doing this and he's lying, I don't want to listen. Stranger things have happened. I'm not in the room. I can't definitively say yay or nay whether what he's saying is a lie. But I'm going to tell you something. If it is a lie, the Raiders need a reprieve on his contract. And the National Football League needs to step in tomorrow, and he should be gone before the Pittsburgh game.
Gone.
Unceremoniously kicked out the league.
He needs to be gone anyways for going out and doing all this shit, and then saying, "All I want to do is play, and I won't say nothing." You need to. You're done, bro.
Yeah. You're a piece of trash. So that means you'll sit there and watch that, just so you can play. Whatever you say is null and void to me. You donezo, you basu, you're trash, bro. So if you were right and you were true, see, I told y'all so, you're still a piece of shit, and you should go to jail too.
Yeah.
Get him the F out of here. I am not a Chandler Jones fan. I never wanted us to bring him in. Look, when we come on here, guys, we have to be pragmatic. We have to be glass half full. We have to find and look, we're not Raider apologists. We come on here and we have to find the logic behind moves that are made. We have to look inside of those moves and find what can be good and what can be bad. And we pray for rain. But sometimes when you pray for rain, you come up in the mud. We are definitely deep in the mud right now with this. And this guy needs to go. This was a bad move. He needs to get the F out of here. F him.
Facts. Let me read the 2 supers before we get out. Salute to Joseph Allen, man. Have faith, my friends. We are still in this fight. God bless you and your family. God bless you and yours as well, Joseph Allen. I appreciate you, brother. For real, man. Kind words. That's what we need in today's world, man. This shit is so fucked up, man. Salute to Teo. Everyone here needed this show. I was in a bad mood. Appreciate you, brother, for pulling up on us, man. I needed it too. And I seen Wasted was frustrated earlier, so I sent over the link. I was like, let bro pull up. I want to see us, get our shit off a little bit, man, because, this is the way that we vent as well, you guys. We come on here. This is what we do. You know what I mean? So salute to Frank. Appreciate you too. It is what it was. Take the L and handle Steelers. Raiders. Salute to my dog, Frank, on a $5 donation. I appreciate you, King. And also salute to my boy, Max. Big facts on Wasted Gruden's tirade. Had to talk my uncles down from punching holes in the wall. Had to tell them that it was supposed to be 55, not 9. Salute to my brother Max. Appreciate you, King. Salute to Orlando. If the Raiders don't win next week, I'm going to jail. Orlando, he comes with one of these every week. Remember last week he was going to steal a police car?
Yeah.
Salute to Orlando. And salute to our brother, Big Mike. What's you guys' take on people making an excuse for the brass passing on Carter because of what happened to Ruggs is short-sighted, in my opinion. Look, I think we kind of touched on that. Me personally, I understood why we stayed away from him because of the PR nightmare and all the other shit that that came along with Henry Ruggs. But at the end of the day, Big Mike, to be real, he wasn't even on their board. You know what I mean? So there was really no excuse. The brass just didn't have him on their board. Jalen Carter was never an option, and maybe it was because of that, or maybe they just thought they weren't that high on him. Maybe they thought he was a product of that Georgia defense with all that stout, all the great talent around him. I don't know. But the guys that were on that board were Will Anderson, CJ, Bryce Young was also on there. Illinois DB. I don't know why we keep forgetting dude's name.
Witherspoon.
Witherspoon. Yeah, Witherspoon. Christian Gonzalez and Will Anderson and Tyree. Those are the guys that were on that board.
But bro, I remember certain people saying how he was lazy. Yeah. Oh, you can't have a big guy that's lazy. Oh, he's lazy. He's lazy, man. Oh, you can't draft no lazy defensive tackle. Wasted. Come on, Wasted. Hey, Wasted, man. Yo, he's lazy, man. Yo, man, he's a bum. We gonna go out there. Then we got some guys that are in our crew who just loves people from Texas. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to particularly be the University of Texas. It could be any team in Texas. It could be North Texas's Mean Green. And he'll say, oh, we got to have that guy. Yeah. It's a bunch of nonsense.
Shout to our brother Hammer. Christian Gonzalez is looking really good with New England. And Will Anderson is looking good. And Hondo did say that. But it's been other stuff also, Q, that came along with it. But he was one of the main guys on their board. Definitely, Will Anderson was one of those guys. And why wouldn't he be? If they had Tyree Wilson on their board, why would Will Anderson not be there as well? You know what I mean? Salute, he said, that's the problem, Graphk. We are used to it. Old school, that's facts plus tags, bro. It's facts plus tags. And on the way out, man, here we go, man. Graphk, what defensive end are available in free agency? None that will change this defensive line, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, you can look at the likes of Carlos Dunlap. He can come in and give you a few sacks, but he's not going to be like that dominant, prominent, presence on that D line. You can still look at Kyle Van Noy, and at the defensive tackle position, I don't think there's anybody out there that I would even look at all. Like at this point, you're gonna have to trade for him, Joe. You're gonna have to trade for him. That's the only way that you're gonna be able to get that player right there to plug in the middle of that defense. That's gonna be that guy. Is trading for a star guy, not just going out and getting a guy that he's been cool here and there, a stud. That's it. Not the Darius Falones of the world. Got Bane in the building. What's up, Bane?
Sorry, man. Sorry, man.
just had an idea I want to run past you real quick, man. I know we're trying to get off the air real quick. Graphk, you said you wanted a stud defensive tackle. It's a guy that I coached in Tampa Bay, man. Played here. You think about us going out and getting Warren Sapp?
I knew you was going to do that shit, bro.
I don't know, man. Maybe a little Booger McFarland, man. A little Booger
McFarland. Look, man, me and Warren Sapp, we got to talk first, man. You know, we had a situation in LA, man, where, you know, he didn't get on his flight, man, and come see us, man. You know, we had a show lined up, man. So we got to talk first.
That wasn't a situation, man. He just beat you for some plane tickets, man. What a situation for him.
He didn't beat me but I hear you.
Yeah, well, no, you know who he beat for the plane tickets, man. I mean, it wasn't us, but
yeah. That shit is fucking hilarious, bro. Tail said, what would it take for a Buckner trade? It would take a lot. At least you start with a first rounder. I'll tell you that.
And the problem with that is I don't want them to do that. And I know we're like, we got to go out and get. I don't want us to trade a first round pick for Buckner, because Buckner is in that middle part of his career where his career could careen off the cliff. And then we not only do we got to pay him, but we've traded away our draft, and we got into this. This is that Al Davis mentality. Let's solve it right in the middle of the season. You can't solve stuff like this in the middle of the season. Sometimes you got to let the whole process play out so you can have a better position in negotiation.
Well, let me ask you, bro. Did you see DeForest Buckner in week 1?
Looks great.
Oh, bro, phenomenal. I mean, today he had another sack, 2 tackles for loss, 4 solo tackles. I mean, bro, he's not careening off anything. That is the guy to go get. I'm telling you right now, bro. We traded for a 29-year-old Devante Adams. I'm trading a first for a 29-year-old DeForest Buckner. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, and if this was another year, but with, you know, you have a couple of guys that are going to be at the top of this draft at quarterback that can possibly be franchise changing. And I don't want us not to have the bullets and the ammunition to be able to get one of those guys. Like, the way it's looking, you know, look, Caleb Williams is probably the top guy. Shedeur Sanders, now there's a lot of hype around Shedeur Sanders, but when it all comes out in the wash, he's probably going to be the 3rd or 4th quarterback taken.
Drake May, you got Penix. He looked really good yesterday, bro. He's a dog, bro. They got Milton.
I told you, the lefty, man, Joe Milton, you know, down there in Tennessee, that kid has Jamarcus Russell range on his throws. He just doesn't have Jamarcus Russell's appetite. So, you know, this is the kind of stuff that you got to look at. You don't want to trade away a first round pick in that kind of, you know, environment where you can be in the middle of the draft in the teens and possibly be able to move up to get one of these guys.
Yeah. All right, well, Dennis, we'll end it with this. What do you mean? Let's finish with 3 things to look forward to. Look, at the end of the day, I can't even really think about anything right now but this terrible L, bro. Like, I mean, look, the 3 things that, I mean, the one thing you can look forward to is week 3, because it's only week 2. We're 1-1. We're at the top of our division. You know what I mean? I'm just looking to bounce back. That's it. I'm just looking to bounce back. I'm looking forward to, you know, playing this Pittsburgh team at home, getting our get back from last year. We know what happened last year. And in recent memory, we've owned the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can get back to that. But I'm just looking forward, bro, to getting back in the winning column, Dennis. I think that's the only way I can really, you know, answer that question right now, brother. I just want to get back into the winning column and feel better about myself, because this is a terrible feeling, knowing you got cooked by 28 points by the Buffalo Bills.
I got 3 things to look forward to. Jacoby Myers coming back.
Oh, okay.
Getting some home cooking.
Okay.
Going out to Vegas, you know, home opener. It's going to be a lot of juice in the building. And also, you know, what I'm looking forward is I'm looking forward to actually have a real identity and opinion of this team. This is the week where we see, is Josh McDaniels the guy? This is a game you should win. This is a game this team should win. If the Raiders go and shit the bed this week, you know how we've been very supportive of this organization. You know that. Mm-hmm. My first show, I wanted us to get him instead of Jim Harbaugh. But let me tell you something. The angry mob, we have the pitchforks ready. We have the shovels ready. We have the flames ready. Look, we are going to light them flames if we come out and we get our asses kicked the way we did by the bum-ass Pittsburgh Steelers. If they show up and play the way they did, and it starts careening off the cliff like it did last year, we will be calling for the heads of who's ever responsible for
that. Definitely. And that's the best way to end this. Today, you guys, I want you guys to know we're rooting for this regime. We're rooting for our QB1, Jimmy G. But we're men. We call this how we see it. Everybody calls us Jimmy G enthusiasts and Josh McDaniels enthusiasts. Until they're no longer here, I'm going to repeat this all year long. Until they're no longer here, we're going to root for them. So at the end of the day, hope we bounce back. We got Pittsburgh on the menu, and I think we're going to get that dub. And we'll break down that fight all week long, you guys. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, man, make sure you guys hit them thumbs up. Terrible game of a week of football for us, but the Chargers lost, Denver lost. We got some help around the league. A lot of AFC teams lost. We're still pretty good in the conference right now. It's only 2 weeks in, but it's early, you guys. It's early. But wipe them feet, y'all. Hit that subscribe button. Also, man, make sure you guys go to my brother Wasted Talents channel, Raider Nation Unlimited, and go subscribe to my brother. Also, OakLosVegas.com for the merch, WoodsonWhiskey.com for the GOAT whiskey, and also PlanetRaiders.com for everything Raider related. Appreciate you guys as always. Go ahead, brother.
No, sir. See y'all. Peace.
Okay. Yeah, and maybe something happens tomorrow. We'll see about a coffee and combo. I'm thinking about taking a day off tomorrow, but we shall see.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We outro. One. It's some sad ass content.
So much sad content. I'm about to cry.
It's just some sad ass content.
That's what I'm talking about.